Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Damian Hill. With me, as always, is TJ O'Connor. Tonight we have Nate Richardson, who's getting ready for his LFA fight co-main event for LFA 82 going down at Mystic Lake Casino. Trash Talk is brought to you again by Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrinks Tattoo out in New Brighton, Minnesota, Spartan Martial Arts, Origin Wellness CBD, James Clark Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy, The Fighters, and TJ's mom. How you doing tonight, Nate?
I'm good, man. What about you guys?
Doing good. No complaints over here.
I can't complain.
For the fans that might not know about you, could you give us a little bit of a background on yourself, your professional boxing experience, your professional kickboxing experience, glory experience, and your MMA experience as a whole?
Sure, man. Like I said, I came here when I was 10 years old from Africa. As an amateur, I'm 5-1. As a professional, I'm 7-1 now. And my boxing record, I don't box much, so I'm 1-1.
Oh, okay.
And my kickboxing record, I'm 12-6, basically.
Man.
For the fans that can't do quick math, that's a whole lot more wins than it is losses. Nate, you've been performing at a high level since you were an amateur. I mean, I luckily had the pleasure firsthand to follow you from your amateur career and see the growth you've made as a fighter and as a person. As a professional now, transitioning MMA, you had a little bit of a lull there where you were focused mainly on kickboxing, going over to the world tournaments, competing at the highest levels. How do you feel like that's factored into your MMA striking since you've come back and really submersed yourself in the MMA world again?
Like I said, MMA always been the goal, but after my fight with Nick Compton, I broke my hand in the second round, ended up finishing in the third round, but I needed to shake some rust off me, so when Chris came at me and said Glory was in Chicago, if I would like to fight for them, I said, cool, it's another way to just dust some rust off for myself and I didn't care about kickboxing. So I was like, yeah, you know what, just do it, see how it works out. It's some of the best in the world. So I have some learning experience. Then I found out that my kickboxing record was 11-1 at the time. So I was like 10-1 at the time. So I was like, oh, you mean I'm actually good? Okay, I guess I might start winning. I might just win. Then after that part, we won our first fight against a guy from Poland who had 100 fights under his belt, Polish world champion. So after that, Glory signed me, and since then they've been keeping me busy, but they kept me on the shelf for a little bit longer than I thought. They signed me to a 5-year contract. I can finish a 5-year fight in about a year. But they just kept me busy that it took way longer than it should. It took me 3 years. So it was 3 years from not doing MMA. So every time I have a kickboxing fight, I just continue to work my MMA skills just to make sure when I do get back, I'm prepared for whatever task they throw at me. And once I got back last time, they threw me against a very good wrestler who was good win too, who was 8-1 at the time and looking for a call from the UFC. So I was nervous as hell. I mean, I've been out for 3 years and you're putting me against somebody who is very dangerous. So eventually we did do what we came to do and we finished in the third round. So now I'm looking forward to an undefeated prospect who is another tough wrestler. So we'll see how that works out.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I love the fact that you said that even while you were getting ready for your glory fights, that you were still preparing for your MMA fights, knowing that was where you wanted to come back altogether anyway. So how much of a factor do you feel like this, your next opponent's grappling is going to play a factor at all?
Like I said, he's just like almost every single opponent I face, even if they consider themselves a striker, they'll end up becoming a wrestler. He's just a wrestler, so I know exactly what he's going to want to do the whole time. It's the same game plan. Compton executed the same game plan. My last guy tried to execute it, so I know his mindset coming into facing me. He's one thing I say he does got on me. He's He's very determined. He doesn't stop, regardless how tired he gets. He's going. He's very he pursue after that single a lot, and he does not stop. He'll be tired, but he will still keep working. That's why he got the nickname the Working Man. So I truly respect that because you can't teach that. It's either you have it or you don't. And I respect that because you have the same mentality all wrestler have, which is we'll take you to deep waters and we'll drown you there. So I'm happy for that. Unfortunately, one thing from that set me from him is doing around what I saw from film is as the round goes on, he gets tired. And if anybody see me fight as the round goes on, I don't get tired, I get better. And I just make it worse for you. So it's going to be a good fight, but I plan on breaking him. Either if I don't finish him in the second, I'm going to finish him in the third for sure.
Man, yeah, I mean, just even as you're saying this, I'm just thinking, just two strong wills, because that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. And I'm glad you brought it up before I could, is he really tries to set a pace on his opponents. And I feel like that's one of the things he focused on. And again, you beat me to it. I've never seen you tired in a fight. You are, I mean, just even following you through social media and just knowing you as a person, the work you put in, and how serious you take this. Do you see him being able to match you at a cardio pace, or do you think you kind of touched, I guess, do you think you're going to drown him in the deep water?
Like I said, when it comes down to who wants to more, my mindset always goes is you might be blessed with certain gifts and talent that I don't have, but when it comes to cardio, that's 50-50. If I let you outwork me, that just means I was slacking. And one thing I've been doing since I became from my amateur days, I do not like being outworked by anybody. And what I see as a wrestler is he's a bully. And unfortunately, I don't like being bullied. I like to do the bullying. So it's gonna be a clash. It's gonna be a clash of style. But nobody have been able to tire me yet. The only time I have been tired, and that was in kickboxing, is when I took my glory debut and I was injured with protective tendonitis in my knee, so I couldn't really train. But I still ended up pulling the win out. So even at my worst, I'm still good. So at my best, he definitely is gonna have a problem on his hands full.
Man. Hell yeah, man. I mean, well, with this matchup being faced against another undefeated fighter and being the co-main event of the night, what does a win do for you after this? Do you look to move forward and continue your progress with Legacy? I mean, not like with LFA. Sorry, with LFA, possibly pursue a title shot.
Like I said, my mindset is every single fight is an important fight for me, regardless who they are. I take them as my biggest fight as possible. So whatever comes next, I will be ready. If I earn a title shot, then that's what I earned. But I'm gonna keep working. And my mindset is, regardless if I earn one or not, just keep throwing them against me. I'm gonna keep knocking them off till we get to that point where you can deny me, even if you want to.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, I love the passion. I love it all. Just knowing that they can't stop you, and I feel like everybody that's watched you fight knows that it's inevitable that they can't stop you. So playing into this fight, has the camp been different, knowing that you're going against a high level wrestler, or has it been status quo as far as working on yourself, working on improvements?
Like I said, he's definitely a lefty. So one thing we did do while we was in New Mexico helping Donald get ready for his fight, I got the opportunity to fight with John Dotson and Ray Bohr. So all those high level guys, I got to see just how far my skills is from them. So it was very helpful in seeing where I needed to work. And at the same time while I was there, I kept drilling, just getting ready for him until we got the call that he was officially our opponent. So it's just been working. Coming back to Minnesota, I just been mostly breaking down the little details of what he does, making sure we're on top of it, just like we was on our last guy. If you notice, I'm keying on my details, and when it's time to perform, my opponent basically can't really do anything that they want to do when they face me. So for him, I'm just focused on the little details. So we're making sure we execute every little thing that he likes to do, and make sure when it's fight time, we take that away from him and hopefully look for that finish at the end.
Oh, man. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, man, we keep talking about your cardio, and you mentioned the finish at the end. Again, after your last fight, you filled me in on a little bit, or on a stat, actually, that because I called your fight that you were going to finish it in the second round, but most of your finishes come in the third round. Is that something that you kind of know that is going to come eventually later on in the fight, or is it just one of those things where it just kind of fits your style because nobody outworks you?
It's I say it's a little bit of both because my mind says I like to make sure I understand what my opponent is going to do in the first round. After that, I start getting the timing down. Then I start imposing my will on them by the second. And by the second, I'm usually starting to pick them apart. And by the third, I'm not rushing nothing. That's when they either get desperate, either they're behind, then start getting desperate. They start to try to rush me more, and that's when they start getting caught. Or they're tired now, and now I'm just pressing them and just making sure I see openings till they give me that finishing shot to put them away. So usually just played out that I normally finish them in the third. But mostly that's just how it ends for me. Usually I find a way to finish you. But I'm patient. I take the time as much as possible. 15 minutes is a long time to try to finish you out of there. So I'd rather take my time, enjoy our time together, then eventually be like, this it's been nice enough, but this hunt got to go to an end. So I kind of got to close the show.
Yeah. I love the way you put
man.
that.
I love the way you put that. Yeah, I don't even have a question because I love the way you worded that so much. That was, I mean, that was poetic. You know, just your love and passion for fighting comes across. I mean, a lot of guys talk about, I want to get in, I want to get out there. You're like, no, I want to enjoy this a little bit. I'm gonna make you remember the night you fought me, and then we'll get you out of there. And the one thing I want to touch on, it's not even. I guess I can make it a question somehow, but my favorite aspect, and I'm going to make a statement that if you haven't watched Nate Richardson fight, go do it right now. He has you have the nastiest body work in MMA, especially in the regional scene. I feel like the way you're able to go high low, bring their hands up, and work the body. Is that an aspect that you feel like comes from your experience in kickboxing and boxing and understanding the body work, or how does that play a factor in MMA where you don't see body work as much? I mean, it's growing more, but compared to or kickboxing or boxing.
Right. I say, to be honest, it actually came from my fight with Damien in our boxing fight. Because at the time I had the flu and I really couldn't do nothing as much. Like I would stand up and he would just keep cracking me. And one thing I learned against him is I had to work the body. Because I never boxed that much before. He had more. So eventually, one thing he told me is, said, bro, if we had to go a 6th round, I would have been dead because that body shot just was relentless. And after that, me and my coach, we just start working, adding body work into our routine a lot more. And one thing as you can see, I do very well is I change levels of my punches and combinations. I don't play with the body. I make sure I want to take that air out of that cell a little bit. So when we get to that final deep water round, like I said, I don't mind dragging to deep waters, but just know you will need a swim. You need some shoulders, and once that airway saying, God, why is he still coming after me? That's when I'm like, oh, well, it's fun, but now we got to put you away. Then I'll get you a liver shot, but most importantly, I'm just trying to tire you out until you get to that point where you don't want to do nothing with me no more. And if my name and yours ever come together again, you're gonna say, I'm not sure if he's the guy I want to face again, but I just want you to understand that if you're facing me, it's not going to be an easy task for you. You're going to have to work, regardless how many fights you got under your belt. If you're world champion and all, you will work.
Yeah, you can't say it any better than that. I feel like that's where we wrap this one up. Just before we do wrap it up here tonight, Nate, I want to always like to give an open platform. Any teammates, sponsors, anybody outside of the gym that you want to give a shout out to that's been there for you leading up to this fight and others?
I say, to be honest, my whole team, my coaches, and most importantly, the people who actually Caleb Truex and the people who actually support me. But I say the people who even been doubting me, I actually appreciate them because they lit that fire out into me to constantly keep proving to them that I'm just as good as I think I am. And regardless if you like me or not, you're gonna tune in either to see me lose or to see me win. And one thing you're gonna know for sure is I put on a show every time I perform, regardless of who my opponent is.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on Trash Talk with us tonight. People watching, be sure to go to Nitro Tix, get your tickets. Nate Richardson's the co-main event for a reason. Go out there, support him, support these other local fighters. Mystic Lake, February 21st. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Trash Talk with Damien and TJ. Do not be a hoe.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate the love sometime too.
Hell yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. And then it was Robert Brandt that showed me the importance of a body shot.